Now we move on to March. CBS would carry only 2 NBA games in March before turning their basketball focus to the college ranks. On March 4th, the Chicago Bulls traveled to Boston to face the Celtics. In a showdown between Boston's Larry Bird, who finished with a game-high 38 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists, and Chicago's Michael Jordan, who finished with 36 points and 11 assists, tied the Celtics' Dennis Johnson for a game-high, the Bulls won their 8th straight game by a 118-114 margin. The following week, which was CBS's last NBA game until April Fool's Day, brought the Lakers showtime to Atlanta to face the Hawks. Despite Atlanta being paced by 24 points by center Moses Malone and 22 more from the human highlight film Dominique Wilkins, Atlanta was unable to overcome the Lakers' explosive offenses. Los Angeles, led by 32 points and 14 assists by Magic Johnson and 30 points from James Worthy, swept to a 123-115 victory. For CBS, March Madness was the central event of the month of March. With 64 teams, most of the first round being covered in the last year of a partnership between the NCAA Productions and ESPN, as well as the Sweet 16 regional semifinals being aired on a regional basis. Our focus on this event will begin with the Elite 8 regional finals, since those were aired nationally. The Eastern Regional will be a thrilling battle in East Rutherford, New Jersey's Brendan Byrne Arena, then home of the New Jersey Nets, that ended with the number 3 seed Duke Blue Devils, led by 27 points and 14 boards by forward Ala Abdelnaby, as the Blue Devils edged out the top seed Connecticut Huskies 79-78 in overtime.
The movement. The next thing I'm concerned about is any kind of a lob pass to the front of the rim. Now, also, you must know where Henderson is out of this set. There's going to be picking all around the court.
Duke still has 1 timeout left in case they can't get anything going. Dov Hennefeld has scored 4 of Connecticut's 6 points in the overtime.
All right, this is interesting. UConn not playing the passer.
All right, here is Leitner with the shot, and it scores! And Duke wins! So for Hubie Brown, Jim Nance, and Mike Francesa, Dick Stockton saying so long from the Byrne Meadowlands. Duke University wins 79-78 and goes to the Final Four. And our Chevrolet players of the game, Christian Leitner for Duke and John Gwynn for Connecticut. You're watching CBS Sports, home of the NCAA Championship.
The Southeast Regional was held in the Louisiana Superdome in New Orleans, side of the aforementioned Super Bowl 24, saw the 4th seed Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, led by 40 points by forward Dennis Scott, narrowly defeat the 6th seeded Minnesota Golden Gophers 93-91.
Hello once again, everybody. Welcome to the ESPN Sports Center. I'm Chris Berman along with Dan Patrick, a special hour edition tonight. We sat in this chair last night at this time, shocked by the death of Hank Gathers, Loyola Marymount. 24 hours later, pretty much still the same feeling.
It's similar when Pete Maravich died. You just don't know where to turn to get answers, and we will try to come up with answers tonight. It will be at least a week before we know exactly what caused the sudden death of Hank Gathers. Loyola Marymount officials today declined to answer questions concerning Hank Gathers' medical history. Loyola Marymount was supposed to play on ESPN later tonight, but the West Coast Conference canceled the rest of their tournament following Gathers' death. Today, as coach, teammates, and friends look back with fond memories of a man who was not only a great player, but a great friend. Chris Myers was there.
Basketball was good to Hank Gathers. Life was unfair. The day after his tragic death, the court was empty. The campus saddened. The flag at half-mast. Loyola's alumni gym looked more like a chapel.
This is a great tragedy. There's no explanation for it that I know of. Our whole campus is grieving.
Gathers' teammates, after witnessing his last basket and collapse Sunday night, struggled with the reality of losing their leader.
Before the game in the locker room, Hank said, "I feel as strong as ever." And we just don't understand how a man that strong could leave us so quickly.
I'm almost 100% certain that if he had 10 more seconds, this is the way that he would want to leave us on the basketball court.
He was our guy as a player and as a person. He was the leader of our team. He was the fiber of what we are.
Unmarried and just 3 weeks into his 23rd birthday, Gathers was just getting back to top form on the floor after a December fainting spell, which was related to an irregular heartbeat. After missing 2 games, cardiologist Vernon Hattori put Gathers on medication and cleared him to play. Dr. Hattori met with Gathers' family Monday, but was unavailable for comment. Many medical questions remain. Lions head coach Paul Westhead said he saw no danger in Gathers continuing to play. And Loyola will continue to play when the NCAA tournament starts because they say Gathers would have wanted it that way. His love for the game was great, and so was his love for children.
Hank represents the little kid in all of us. Because to Hank Gathers, basketball was play. And we all want to play.
Tuesday, a memorial mass for Gathers will be held here on the Loyola campus, a campus filled with people that a year ago influenced his decision to stay in school and earn a degree rather than turn pro. Gathers will be missed by all. He'll be remembered for his greatness, his enthusiasm, and his zest for life.
I know he's listening. I just love him so much. And I'm gonna miss you, Hank.
The Oakland Alameda Coliseum Arena, home of the Golden State Warriors, would see the one blowout of the regional finals saw the top seed UNLV Running Rebels, led by 33 points by guard Stacey Augmon and 18 boards by power forward Larry Johnson, trample the Sal Mel favorites in the 11th seed Loyola Marymount Lions 131-101, with guard Boo Kimball scoring 42 points and taking 11 rebounds in a losing effort. This was despite the Lions being a source of sympathy following the death of Loyola Marymount star forward Hank Gathers from a heart condition during their West Coast Conference Championship game against the University of Portland Pilots on March 4th.
UNLV will take on Georgia Tech in the second of the Final Four games next Saturday. Duke and Arkansas will start it off. Our Chevrolet players of the game, you could have selected anyone from UNLV, but we're going to go with Anderson Hunt. He broke out of that slump with 30 points and 13 assists. Bo Kimball, his final game, and what a job. 42 points. So the dream comes to an end. And UNLV now with a Rocky Mountain high heads to Denver in the Final Four. Jim Nance is coming up in just a moment.
The Final Four was held at McNichols Sports Arena in Denver, home of the Nuggets, with UNLV holding off Georgia Tech 90-81 while Duke defeated Arkansas 97-83. But before the April 2nd National Championship game, CBS will experience their first major shakeup in terms of on-air personnel. We'll cover that next.